All right. So,
Welcome
welcome to. So fucking. No, you. So you didn't go to the Hate Breed show in Grand Rapids on Sunday?
I did not.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I was
You know.
pretty upset about it.
You know. I will say. Okay, so at the machine shop on Saturday, the doors opened at 7. I didn't even get to Flint until like 8 o'clock, and by then, bands were already playing. I got to the machine shop like halfway through Acacia Strain set. So I did get to see a bit of them. And they were a lot, because I don't really know them at all, and they were like way better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought they had clean vocals. No, they do not. They absolutely do not.
No, they're
Not even close.
Yeah, they're. I don't know. I would argue that they're a lot better live than they are on the album, but
Legit.
they have some really good albums.
Nice.
Like I'm alright. I'm pretty sure I have all of them except for the first two.
Hell yeah.
And yeah.
Nice. No, they were good live. They definitely put on a really good show, especially at the end. They had, I can't remember what song it was, but they had everybody chanting it, and it was awesome.
It's probably JFC.
What's that?
So, I am the end of the world.
Yep.
Was the line?
Yep.
Yeah. It's
awesome. It's awesome live.
the album that's on it's called Continent, and it's pretty much about like destroying the world.
Nice.
Like taking over the world and just completely like annihilating it yourself.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, but it's weird because it ends on kind of a somber note. It's like an instrumental at the end of it.
Oh, this one ended on the chant.
Yeah.
Live.
I don't know. They usually end with that one.
They were fantastic, and then Hate Breed came out, and apparently they had recently played in Detroit. Like, I guess, like, really recently, or maybe, like, because I think this is the second leg of this tour.
Yeah.
So maybe, like, they played it in Detroit on the first leg or something. But they said, yeah, we played, we're on this anniversary tour, but we played a lot of those songs, and we know a lot of you just saw us in Detroit, so we're going to change it up a little bit tonight. And the first two fucking songs that they played were To the Threshold and Destroy Everything. Actually, I think there was one song in between them. But they were like in the first three. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Was not expecting. I was expecting maybe one song that I knew that night. And they opened the gate with two.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So I went nuts. Yeah, I ended up going crazy. And so something else is that the fucking machine shop used to fucking not let people mosh. The security guards would stop the moshing.
Mm-hmm.
None of that at all.
Oh,
Everybody
cool.
moshed, and it was fantastic. Everybody had a good time. There was no problems at all. Like, so I think, and considering this was St. Patrick's Day, this was a heavy metal concert,
Yeah.
and this was a Saturday fucking night. You'd think that if they were gonna have strict ass security and stuff like that there, that would be the night to have it there. And everybody was cool. Everybody was just good. So I wonder if they changed the policy, because I know bands like Devil Driver won't play at places that won't let you mosh.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they changed the policy to like, because other people were bitching, you know what I mean? Like some of the bands and stuff. So
It could be.
I would imagine.
I think that venues that, put the brakes on like moshing and stuff, like that's just,
It's foolish.
yeah. Especially because like you can't, like, how are you gonna stop a bunch of people from doing it?
It causes more
Like,
problems
yeah.
than moshing does.
Yeah.
Like out of the 100+ concerts and therefore 300+ bands I've seen, there's only been two pits that have ever gotten out of hand, and all of them were caused by someone in that pit doing something they weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
If everybody's doing the social norm, then everything's fine. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's high-fiving each other afterwards. Smiling.
I don't really remember. I mean, obviously there's fights that break out all the time and stuff, but that's just people being stupid a lot of
fighting
times.
itself is actually not that often in the pit, though.
Yeah,
like a lot of time that's in the crowd and people start fighting.
Yeah.
The pit, people are just running around. It's very. The only times I've seen problems in pits is when people start doing the hardcore dancing bullshit and throwing their fists around.
Yeah.
Like a dumbass.
Well, then there's crowd killing.
What's that?
That's basically where one person decides to like take it upon themselves to just start swinging at people.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. And
what
then they usually get the shit kicked out of them by
as,
everybody else.
As well as they should. Like, come and do that at a Slayer concert, please.
Yeah.
I would love to see you try and survive.
Like, most of the time it's at like hardcore shows and like, you know, underground shows and stuff like that. It's just one
kind of shit.
Asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, there's videos of it online. Like, it's pretty crazy.
That's just dumb.
Yeah.
That's just dumb. Normal moshing is perfectly fine, but don't be swinging your fists and elbows. What's this?
That was the first leg of it.
Oh, okay. So were they in Detroit?
They were, I think it was...
The Majestic, yep. Yeah. And when was it? Earlier last year? So just 3 months ago? So that's probably what they meant. Yeah.
I would argue that the last lineup was better. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like half of the lineup, really.
Yeah.
But
Dying Fetus is good live, though.
Yeah. They're, like, as far as, like, their you know, all their stage show and stuff, like, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about a little while ago with, you know, technical bands that don't really do a whole lot on stage and stuff. It's kind of one of those things, because, like, they're
Acacia Strain was very active.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's, like, it's that down-tempo, like, you know, super low guitar and stuff that, like, just, I don't know, it just sounds so heavy live.
Yeah. Very good.
But yeah, Dying Fetus is one of those bands that, like, they're super technical, and they're really, you know, they've obviously, I mean, I don't know, they've been around for, I could be wrong, but, like, you know, 25 years or whatever, maybe more than that. Yeah. And, you know, they're just super good live band. So that'd be cool to see.
I agree. I have seen them with Hatebreed, actually. They tour together somewhat frequently.
That's a good mix, too.
Yeah.
That's a really good mix.
Yeah, because then you got that, like you just said, the more technical, and then Hatebreed comes out and smacks you in the face. Yeah.
It's a little more accessible without, you know, being too, like, radio rock or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, because, I don't know, I mean, well, I guess I kind of do, but, a lot of people saying that, like, you know, Hatebreed is more like, you know, like commercial now or whatever.
Maybe now.
Not really like commercial, but they're a little more.
They're trying to be more accessible to more subcategories of metal.
Yeah.
It seems like. Because didn't they have clean vocals recently for the first time ever? Yeah.
I think it was last album they had it.
When you have a band that has never had clean vocals and all of a sudden they're doing clean vocals, like, I don't have a problem with a band evolving. But, I mean, now I don't know if Hatebreed has ever done this, but Lamb of God, I remember seeing one interview once specifically with Randy Blythe saying, I might do clean vocals on something someday, but it will never be on Lamb of God because that's not what Lamb of God is.
Yeah, well.
And then he did it. So, you know, you know, it's just.
Was that.
I think he's right. Like, I have no problem. Like, because Jamie Josta has his own side project, and Randy could too, no problem. And I would listen to it, even if they had clean vocals.
Yeah.
But just, I agree with his original sentiment. It's just to keep them separate. Keep this, and that. I don't know. Lots of people disagree with me, I'm sure, but that's just where I'm at.
Like, clean vocals are, like, there's a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times. Like, if it's, and it has, you know, like, my problem is, I mean, it's more because, you know, metalcore was huge when I was kind of, you know, getting into metal and everything. And there was a lot of bands that were doing the whole auto-tune thing and trying to, like, fake their way to singing and stuff. and trying to like fit it in. Like it was to the point where every band had like the really heavy sections.
Yep.
And then the chorus would come in and it would just be, you know,
Ruin
kind of like
everything.
poppy and yeah, just kind of like take me out of it a little bit.
Big time. Me too.
I mean, you know, I think metalcore is like it's there. It's definitely still relevant because it's you know a good way to like cross over, you know, people and to I guess like get people into heavier music because it's still heavy, but it's got that, you know, it's got that chorusy vibe
and, you
to
know,
it.
That's true because like even clean vocals in front of heavy music got me to listen to the heavier music.
Yeah.
My clean vocals were Iron Maiden and Dio and stuff. It wasn't mixed with the heavier stuff, but which is why maybe I like to keep them more separate than other people. Maybe that's where it comes from, is because it's kind of how I got into it.
Yeah.
Is these things were always like separate because the way I saw it was this guy perfected this craft and this guy's perfecting this one. You know what I mean? It's still heavy. It's all heavy metal, but like we get different kinds, and because exactly like you said, people are trying to fake their way to singing. I'd rather listen to a great screamer or a great singer instead of a great screamer trying to be a singer too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
That's just where I land on it, kind of.
There are definitely newer bands out there that do it really well, and a lot of times it's. I mean,
Well,
I don't know. It goes both ways, but a lot of times it's, you know, the main vocalist does a lot of the more harsh vocals, and then either like the, you know,
someone will back up.
Yeah, or like, you know, the guitar player or the bassist or whatever.
One of the reasons why it bothers me so much too is that when it goes clean, oftentimes, and a part of the reason why I think it takes us out of it is because the entire tempo of the song will change. The whole rhythm, everything will drop down and slow down. But the bands that can pull it off, sometimes something like a Slipknot or a Five Finger Death Punch or something, is because it continues the fast pace through the clean vocals. So you got the clean vocals, but you still have the super heavy sound coming behind it, and it doesn't take you out of it. It just flows together much more nicely, I think.
It's kind of jarring sometimes.
Still, though, yeah.
When you're here, you know, and sometimes it kind of bums me out a little bit too, because there's a lot of like, you know, songs that start off really, you know, songs and like albums or whatever start off really strong, and then
I mean, there's been times where I've been going down metal rabbit holes on YouTube, and the first 30 seconds of the song, I'm like, oh my god, I cannot wait to share this with everyone I know. And then the chorus will come in, and my whole body will just get depressed. Like, no. Like, why did you have to do that? Now I can never listen to this again. One band that kind of got away with it, though, not... One band that... how do I put this? Not got away with it. Okay, they use clean vocals, and they normally never ever do. And the way they used it was different than anybody else, easily, by far. And that was fucking Children of Bodom. On the album Halo of Blood, there is a mostly clean vocal song.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's not... It's... The vocals in that song aren't trying to be... That's the thing I love about Children of Bodom, is they play... It seems like they play with their instrument placements. The thing I love about their keyboardist is that he's a percussionist. He's not trying to be a lead instrument. Or he's not a lead instrument, the keyboards. It's more of the percussion. It's more of the atmospheric. And that's kind of what they did with the vocals on that song. It's more about creating an atmosphere for the music, as opposed to these clean vocals are the thing carrying the song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I liked that a lot, actually. I thought it was a pretty good song. Creepy sounding, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's a lot of times that, you know, take it or leave it. But I think if it's done right, and if it's not too forced or anything like that, then it, you know, there's definitely room for it. If it gets, you know, and sometimes songs call for it. You know, sometimes it's hard to put really harsh vocals behind more of like a chorusy sounding part, like musically.
Just as long as you're not doing that whiny auto
Yeah.
tune.
Well, that's kind of. I think it's gotten a lot better. That was more like mid 2000s, like the MySpace
Yeah, I
MySpace
agree.
bands era.
Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's got you can tell that people aren't really going for that much anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I just kind of saw it as like a like a trend thing, I guess.
It's just yeah. I see that. Still definitely around. Always will be probably. But there's nothing like we talked about before too. There's nothing that's like carrying the flag right now in the heavy metal world. There's no one specific subgenre or anything like that that seems to be on the forefront, or band or anything. Until now.
Until now.
The band Bog Wraith.
You're just hoping, man. I would, yeah.
You want to start talking about it?
Sure.
All right.
Sure,
So the fucking.
I've been dying to talk about it.
I just heard top to bottom the new album Omen for the first time.
Honest opinion. Like unbiased. I mean, well, it's gonna be kind of biased, but
I mean, well, actually, it's going to be more unbiased than kind of excuse me ones in the past because generally speaking that once again I don't really know which one it would be, but whatever subcategory, subgenre people might place Bog Wraith into is not one that normally attracts me. So
okay.
I've never had a problem with it. I've always thought it was good. Kind of more because the first band, Medica, I would, if I had to compare them to something gigantic that most people would know, I would say they were somewhere in the same vein as a Slipknot. This I would put closer to the vein of a Black Dahlia. Very different.
Very different.
Fucking, and just what I said before, like, again, don't know what subcategory you would be in, but from song to song, you can hear you're sprinkling in other influences, and the way you make it the way it works together and makes the song flow together is the songs, all of them flow together. It's fucking fantastic. I like the intros, the outros, and the interlude in the middle, like those instrumentals. And I also like how the intro was like 40 seconds, 46 seconds long or something like that. But both of the other ones are over a minute long. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean,
Well, thanks.
No, I mean, I'm not even done yet. Like, it's hard because I've only heard it once. But
well, I mean, that's
definitely need to spend more time with it. But like, it fucking, I really like the way it moves as a piece, like as a whole put together piece. Oh, and this has to be mentioned. Fucking the production, like, unbelievable, professional level sounding recording. It, knowing that you did this by yourselves, like all of you in your band, all of the band Bog Wraith, this was not done in what would be considered by industry standards a professional studio, or by, according to industry standards, professionals in the field. Considering that, it fucking sounds like it. It sounds better than some things I've heard professionally done. Like, the production value on this is unbelievable. And that is, that's what sets, it's like, to me, that's what sets it apart. It's to me, it's the best sounding produced album from a local band I've probably ever heard. That does not have a deal, that they did it on their own, fucking just like that. It's the best production value I've ever heard. It's so well put together. You can hear everything clearly. Nothing's too quiet or too loud, or everything's mixed together perfectly. It flows. It has a tone and a feel. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I gotta kind of be a little like, not like sappy or nothing, but like
We're allowed to get sappy.
I don't know. Like it's, to me, it's, I couldn't have, I definitely couldn't do this on my, by myself.
Oh, it's a band effort.
Yeah, and to have, to be in a situation with, four other people that, really honestly love the, just the music and just kind of what we're doing is something that is really hard to come by. Because a lot of times, sometimes like you can kind of tell when, I'm not saying anything, but like, so, sometimes you can kind of tell if there's a disconnect.
Absolutely.
With some, like some people are more into it than others, but I feel like with this, we definitely a unit, and all, it goes with all of our, there's definitely a lot musically going on with it throughout. I feel like there's a,
Yes.
and a lot of that is just all, all of our influences are very, I mean, they're similar in their, in that they're all heavier, obviously, but it's everyone's kind of taste and, ideas sort of put together, to come up with the sound that's on it. And it's crazy to me because Viscera, the first one, is so, like, it came out 2 years ago.
Wow.
And like hearing Omen and going back to the first one is like, it's just crazy to me. Like, it doesn't even sound like the whole, like, I mean, for the time being, the production of it and how it was recorded was different. Because with the first one, it was all mostly in Julian. We practiced and record and everything like that at Julian and Mike's place. And at the time, it was in just like a bedroom, doing all this stuff on a computer, and I wish I could like kind of explain his whole setup and stuff, but like it's changed a lot.
Okay.
It's gotten a lot more I don't want to say well thought out, but there's definitely there's been a lot of improvements in it. And the biggest one being that before we started this one, we started on the side Marshland Studios, which is eventually where we recorded all the live drum stuff, which is something that we didn't have on the first two. I mean, there were live drums, but they weren't to the magnitude that they are on this one.
Right.
And I'm really proud of it as far as like the drums and everything that's on it. I think they sound exactly how I envisioned it when we first started writing these. And like just going from like early demos and stuff and then to hear the finished product is crazy. Like, it's night and day to me. There's
I mean, yeah, I've heard some of these songs before they were finished, and even then they still sounded amazing, but now it's a different level.
Yeah. Oh, it's turned up to 11, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And I gotta shout out to Mr. Julian. If you're listening to this, dude killed it on the, with the production and stuff like that.
I mean, that, yeah.
Like,
it really does set it apart from anything else I've ever heard to come out of a local band. Like,
the just
it's
the
fantastic.
just the just the amount of time that was put into it, set aside my, all my, because my, like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it, like my parts for it were done
Yeah.
months before, anything else had been.
The drums go down first, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And so like to kind of hear it build
Right.
from what it was when I recorded it to
Right.
Mixes and stuff in the middle, like, it's I don't know where it comes from, but I like he's got a really strong ear, and like he wears many hats,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
He definitely seems like he knows what the fuck he's doing in that lab. Like,
yeah.
and that's what I was gonna say too. Like what you were saying earlier about just this definitely sounds to me like a passion project,
Yeah.
and that only happens when everybody in the group this is the passion. Like, yeah.
We all have various things that we do to contribute with everything. Anything from like like social media stuff and like that whole side of it, because that's I mean that's more of like the business side of everything.
Yeah.
And we all I feel like we all do our fair share of that. And as far as like writing riffs and stuff, I mean that's all kind of Chase and Julian that do that, and a lot of times Mike does too, because Mike, bass player, now started off as the drummer. I don't know if we ever actually talked about how it all kind of started.
Not on here, no.
Yeah.
And we definitely can if you want. I'd love to hear it.
It's a long seminar,
I'm
but
fine with that.
all right. So back, God, what was it? I don't know. It's been quite a few years.
At least, well, if the first thing came out 2 years ago,
So okay, so let's say 4 years, like 4 years ago.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when Magnolia was doing what we were doing, we played shows with a couple of shows with band at the time. They're called Aphotic,
Okay.
or Aphotic, who was before that was Betray the Prophet.
Oh, okay.
And so we played a couple of shows with them, and that's how I ended up meeting them, because Ryan was pretty good friends with them and stuff, and so we just kind of met that way, and it just happened that both projects kind of started to not fall apart, but like just kind of naturally split off, and
Yeah.
for one reason or another. And the summer that Magnolia kind of ended, I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do. Not to get too deep into it, but I don't know. I just started like putting videos and stuff on. It was more like recordings and stuff
I remember that.
of like drum covers and things like that. Just for the sake of doing it, just try to record and everything, and wasn't really sure what I was doing or where I was gonna go and stuff. And then I think I was at a show or something, and it was in the Lansing area. I think I was at the Loft, and Alex, our singer, was the security guy there, or the door guy. And so we started talking and stuff, and we got on the topic of kind of what we were all doing and stuff. And he was like, yeah, so we're trying to start this new thing. There's a couple songs, and first song I heard was Visceral Rage, and I was like, dude, I gotta like I didn't want to be too excited about it, but I was like, dude, I gotta find a way to like be a part of this, because this is sick. Like and just like the writing of it and the sound of it kind of definitely played a big part in what I wanted to because like I knew when I split off and the Magnolia, the band kind of ended.
Right.
I knew that I wanted to do something heavier. I just wasn't sure what it was, because I was kind of going down that path of, not really uncertainty, but just trying to figure out myself as a musician.
Yeah.
And
what the next move is going to be.
yeah. And so I heard that, and I was like, all right, so let's kind of see where this goes or whatever. And so we ended up hanging out and stuff. And, so yeah. And then, but Mike was the drummer for Aphotic before. And, so it was Mike and Julian and Alex who were the two guitar players. Julian played bass, and their singer Brian was the obviously the vocals, duh. And so that was kind of so from that, Mike switched to bass, which is awesome. Because, like, that's, plus not only to have another drummer in the band is kind of cool sometimes to
Absolutely.
bounce ideas off. And Sisto was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because he started off as the drummer.
Yep, in Medica.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he was the drummer
No.
for Medica, but...
He played drums
Yeah.
before, yeah.
So I mean, we had a chance to bounce ideas and stuff off each other. And so that was always cool. And... so Julian moved to guitar from bass, and then Alex moved from guitar to vocals for Bog Wraith.
Nice.
And yeah, and then from there we kind of started jamming on stuff, and put out the first two songs just to kind of have something, and before we know it, 2 EPs and
now an album.
Now an album. It's
full-length album.
Yeah.
The real CD case and everything.
And what's
lyric book.
Yeah, like the
Whole
whole
nine.
the whole production and stuff.
Professional artwork,
Yeah.
which looks amazing. Really like it.
I think it captures the feel of the songs a lot.
I agree. Especially, this is a concept album.
Ish.
There's a theme.
Like it's
At least there's a theme.
Yeah.
There's a theme to this. And it definitely, I think it comes through. It's very cool. Cult themed.
Yeah. It's very heavy on that. So yeah. I don't know. It's out tomorrow.
Officially.
It'll be out.
By the time people are hearing this, it's out today, because I'm going to post this tomorrow. So it's out today.
I'm just
get it on iTunes, Bandcamp, Google Play.
Yeah, all the streaming sites.
All the streamers.
Yeah, and because I didn't have a chance to talk about this the last time because it was still kind of in the works. But April 18th. We are playing Max Bar with
Downtown Lansing.
Yeah, one of my favorite bands, one of our biggest influences, Fit for an Autopsy.
Headliner.
Yeah, and really sweet band, Great American Ghost. They're a really good hardcore band from Boston. And then, man, I'm gonna butcher this name. I apologize, but let me pull it up and make sure I'm not totally wrong.
No, go for it.
Fox Follow was, I think they're the other band, the other local band.
Okay.
And then, let me see. Yashira. Yashira.
Spell it.
Yashira.
Yashira.
Yeah.
That's right. I think.
I'm sorry.
If we fuck it up.
Yeah.
It's all good.
But yeah.
Shout out to all of them.
Yeah.
Run through the list one more time.
So it's Fit for an Autopsy, Great American Ghost, Yashira, and Fox Follow.
And Bog Wraith.
Yeah. Yeah.
And What's the date? April.
It's April 18th.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
April 18th. And how much and how do people get tickets?
So we deliver to you if you're anywhere within the area, Lansing, Okemos area, wherever. One of us will get to you if you just get at us on our Facebook or
Yeah,
anything,
Facebook and Instagram.
anything like that. Yeah, we'll gladly come out to you. Or if if there's anywhere you'd want to meet up or anything like that, we can arrange something.
Can you get tickets to can you go to Max and get tickets?
Yeah, I think you can either do that or they have a link on the
on the Max website.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah, that and the event page too. That's up.
Cool.
So.
Nice.
Oh man, really, really excited.
That'd be a good show.
About everything. Yeah. It's because what happened is kind of crazy how we ended up getting onto it, because we had a show last February. I think it was like the 8th or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever Super Bowl Sunday was. Yeah. And just happened to fall on a big snowstorm.
Huge.
As well. Well, I don't know if it ended up being that bad.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Bad enough.
Yeah, bad enough to have nobody want to come out or whatever, I guess.
On top of being Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. So, and it was with Great American Ghost and Fox Follow, who are now coincidentally on this lineup.
So this is kind
which
of
is cool. Yeah.
This is kind of like a redo.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good. I ended up seeing the flyer for it, and I was like, well, they're playing, and those two bands are playing. Like, I wonder what the odds are of,
Honestly, because how much were tickets for that show?
I think there were 10.
10?
Could be
this
wrong.
one's 13?
Yeah.
Okay, so this worked out better for the fans and the bands.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, even if there was no snowstorm and it didn't get canceled, more people are coming to this than we're going to go to that, just being on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's the thing, and it's weird, but, as far as the Lansing area goes, like, it's a very split, I want to use the word demographic, but I don't know if that's I don't know. There's a lot of shows and there's a lot of music in this area, which is something that I've always kind of enjoyed. Like, it seems like there's always something, a band playing somewhere.
Yeah.
In, down Grand River and closer toward, like, the Capitol and stuff.
Michigan Avenue.
Yeah. And as far as the heavier music goes, I feel like there's been a, it kind of comes and goes in waves.
There has always been a following around here, though. Like,
yeah.
If you're a heavy local band, you can get very well known within this city. Many have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's possible. And I don't know, like, it kind of depends on, it's more of a time and a place thing, because there are, like I said, there are a lot of really, really good heavier bands from this area that have either, kind of the same situation that I ended up being. We'll be in a band for a little while and then we'll split off and do something else and eventually end up, it kind of comes like full circle. Like, it's been kind of cool since I've been, like, playing shows and stuff. I've seen a lot of
evolution.
Yeah. Because we okay, so the CD release show with Medica, that was the first show that I played with them.
I remember that.
Which was insane for the time.
Yeah.
Like, and that show was probably the biggest show that we ever had.
Probably.
Arguably.
Well, biggest headliner.
Yeah, next to the Devil Driver show, which I wasn't a part of at Harpo's, but that was, we won't talk about that because that was kind of a interesting situation. But yeah, so I played that, and then there's a band called Condition Critical who actually opened that show, and it was Clint and Seth and I believe Dustin from, I could be totally wrong about that. He might have been in a different band, but
Wait, they played the Devil Driver show?
no, they played our CD release show, but they were as Condition Critical at the time.
Okay.
And they were more of a thrashy band.
All right.
And then, so yeah, I don't know, and I didn't really know them at the time, but like I knew that they were there, and you know I saw them play and stuff, and they were pretty good. You know, it was, I don't know, I couldn't tell you. It was kind of like a Slayer type band.
Okay.
I guess like that sort of thrashy sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously they've gone on to do Recorruptor, who are awesome.
Yeah, they're good.
We played their, oddly enough, we played their CD release show a little while back for Blood Moon.
Oh, nice.
Which was,
so even that came from a circle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean that's what I mean. Like the people that are around this area that have been, you know, that really are into what they're doing.
Yeah.
Seem to stick with it.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
A lot of, you know, everybody else kind of fades into, you know, or ends up doing something else musically.
Comes in and out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's other examples, but those are kind of like the main ones I can think of. But I mean, yeah, I mean it comes and goes with the times, I guess.
You know what, too? I tell you what, man. Like there's a lot that it comes and goes and all that. You're absolutely right. But and this is a lot of what we're talking about is the Lansing area specifically. But if you take into consideration Detroit and Flint. And even, you know, some other smaller pockets, those smaller places, Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, Jackson, it's kind of like the same thing in all of those places. And seems to be a consistent following of heavier music in all of these places, like for the local stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, like anybody fucking that ever hears this is listening to this right now. Last year was oh, here we go. Okay, so I'll actually start this off with a story. Last year was the first year, for the first time I saw you in Bog Wraith.
How was it?
I think. It was either the first or second time I saw you in Bog Wraith, and it was the first year of the Michigan Metal Fest.
Okay. So, okay.
And I went to that show. You guys were already there. I went to that show alone. And now I know... I actually went to high school with Julian. So I knew him a little bit. And, but I didn't know anybody else in the band at all. And I had a Bog Wraith shirt. And the only other band I knew that was playing that day was Devil Driver. So I wore the Bog Wraith shirt. And I get there. I walk in. I somehow managed to figure out what stage you were playing on. And while I'm standing there, kind of just on the hill, just this random fucking dude runs up to me. He's like, dude, I gotta take a picture with you. And I was like, okay. Fucking took a picture with me and like, thank you so much, man. High-fived and walked off. And I was like, well, that guy's the coolest guy I've ever fucking met. Like, I thought he was fantastic. And he made me, a fan, feel like, you know what I mean? Like, and that feeling you get when a fucking musician like high fives you off the stage or something like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it was fucking Mike, the bassist, because he was taking selfies with everybody that day.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. He's absolutely wonderful. Like, he made me feel so good in that moment, because right after he walked away, I was like, wait a minute. I bet you that's one of the guys in the Bog Wraith band that I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I loved that. That was fantastic. But that was the first time I saw you there. And Devil Driver's headlining. There were a couple other national acts on the list. But 99% of the lineup, of the 40-plus band lineup, was local bands. Not only that, though. Like, this is... okay. Besides the physical... actual stages, because you guys were like, you know, like what you guys played on, yeah, that was the stage, but you know, it's like a little auditorium. It's not really that high off the ground. It's, you know what I mean, there's not roped off, you know what I mean. Besides that, everything else about this was festival quality production.
Yeah, it was really well put together.
Like, every local band had their own tent. just like
Yeah.
bands at festivals, at Mayhem Festival and stuff like that. Like that, to me, it blew me away. Honestly, it really blew me away because I thought that was so like all these local bands are being treated like national acts here at the Michigan Metal Fest.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very level playing field.
That's
like everybody, you know.
It's such a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it was. I'm glad that we were part of it again this year too, because, like, that was, you know, I mean, you know, there were things that happened that, you know, as far as like our set and stuff goes, that I probably would have changed, or, you know, we could have, you know, done this or, you know, that or whatever. But aside from, you know, the little technical things, like,
they definitely had some technical issues to work out on their end, in terms of whoever was making the sound come out of the speakers for you guys while you were on stage. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the whole thing just felt really, like, you know, I mean, you kind of said it, like, kind of like when you go to Mayhem Fest,
Yeah,
or like a bigger festival, like, it always, like, it was just, there was something going on the whole time. You know, it was nobody, there wasn't one band that was like, you know, other than, you know, Devil Driver, who, I mean, they were the headliners, so, you know, they kind of earned that or whatever, but, like, there were, you know, there didn't really seem like there was any, like, ego or anything like that.
no,
or, you know,
all the bands were hanging out with each other, like, getting to know. Like, yeah, if you're a local band in Michigan, this is an incredible opportunity for you, and I don't know of any other place that does anything like this for local bands.
Especially, like, being the first year of it, too. Like, that, I didn't expect it to be quite to that
First
degree,
year,
but...
headlined by Devil Driver, 40-plus local bands, 2,000 people in attendance. Like, that's huge. They had full vendors. You could go buy T-shirts up the ass. You could get drinks, food, whatever the fuck you wanted. Like,
Yeah.
no, it was a great experience, and I am very excited. They just said, on their Facebook, like 2 days ago on Saturday or Sunday, that they know who this year's headliner is going to be, and they're announcing it soon. Hopefully you get tickets to that to sell soon, because and we can plug that on here, because that is going to be a great show.
Yeah.
Everybody should go check that out.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I wish I had more information on it. It's still kind of in the early stages of everything being announced and
when is
stuff.
it? It's not till August, is it? I think it's in August.
Yeah, it's like midsummer.
Yeah. A lot later half. So it's still a little whiles away, but it's a really good time. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
Let's see.
It's at the Layla Auditorium
August.
in Battle Creek.
Yeah.
When is it this year?
It's, Saturday, August 11th.
Nice.
So.
It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we get a chance to do it again, because, you know, that's something that's kind of been missing in, you know, not just in the Lansing area, but just in general. Like, there aren't very many states even that do this kind of thing, where it's
Not
just
that I know of.
like strictly a whole day of nothing but local bands, and, you know, a couple of bigger, like, more well-known bands
To ice the cake.
Yeah, kind of, like, you know, sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
The only thing, and I want to try to do it more this year, is I want to try to catch a few more bands than I did last year. It was mostly because, I mean, I was just kind of taken back by everything. There was so much going on at the same time that, like...
Oh, no, there's a lot... Put it this way. It was an incredible time. But knowing what I know now, just based off knowing what I know now and knowing what to expect when I go next year's going to be a million times better.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like, knowing what we're getting into going in, it's just like, fuck yes. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Like last year, yeah, you know, exactly. Taken back by the whole thing. This year, we're all in. Like, oh, it's going to be a good time.
You know, because we were, like, I don't know, we got there, I don't know, like, about the time when everybody else was showing up, which was fairly early for all of us, if I remember correctly, but, you know, it was like, show up, you know, you put up your tent or whatever, and wherever, and we ended up getting together with Recorruptor,
Right next to them.
Yeah, right next to them and stuff. And then like 2 tents over, it was Heartsick, and then behind us it was Signs of the Swarm, who were just devastating live and on the record. Like they're really really good.
And that's the other thing too. Like any one of these bands that anybody likes, like all day they're just gonna be chilling at their tent. You can walk up, get your shit signed. You can buy any of their merch right there from them. There's no middleman going on. You know what I mean? Like everything's going where it should be. Like it's yeah.
Yeah. My only, we talked about it a little bit on one of the earlier ones, I think, but the only thing that I would have changed is like where the stages are set up.
Yeah.
But I mean, beyond that,
there's couple little things here and there, where the stages are set up, how they're set up, and the technical side of the production. All those things could definitely use some tweaking. Having said that, that was only the first year, and I'm sure they got tweaked. You know, maybe not the staging, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Yeah, if it's anything like it was, I think it'll probably exceed, because we're in a pretty different place now than we were.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Shit, what was I about to say? Damn it. I lost it. But yeah, that's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
There's not, and considering besides that, the closest thing you're getting to a festival this year is that Slayer Lamagacho, and that is not a festival. Nobody's gonna have a tent set up there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe at the Freedom Hill one or whatever, but whatever. Like, barely counts.
Yeah. And it also kind of came along at a pretty interesting time, where there's not really a whole lot of bigger shows and like festivals and stuff going on, and
here's this little festival in Michigan out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely the venue's weird in general.
It's not somewhere that you would think would ever. Yeah.
No. I had to wonder, like, what were the people thinking that were walking and driving by that place when Devil Driver was on stage? Like, what was going through their heads? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Well, and even just looking at the website the night before or whatever, it was like
of where it was. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Like, so there's a
wait a minute
garden.
This is where people have like wedding photos taken and shit. Like,
I mean, they had like a outside pavilion, but it wasn't like
a stage.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But it was definitely converted nicely.
Yeah, it worked.
And
it definitely worked.
Yeah. It was also kind of cool, just set aside the fact that the stage kind of was what it was. It was cool to be by the front gate.
Yeah.
And to be playing at the, at the time, it was kind of like early to mid-afternoon, I think.
Right.
And so everybody...
You guys went on late.
Yeah. Everybody that was coming in was subjected to our craziness. So,
right.
Yeah.
Good time. It's going to be a good time. But you got the one on April 18th, 2 days before 420.
Yep.
And that's on a Wednesday. That means 420 is on a Friday.
Yep.
Woo! Woo! Hopefully it's nice out. And then you got your Parkway ticket. That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Parkway at the intersection. That's going to be a fucking riot. I'm excited for that. New album comes out soon. Yeah, that's something I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because last time we were, on the last one, we were talking about that video. As it turns out, at the time that we recorded that, the album name and release date had not been announced yet.
Yeah.
So they did, in fact, release a single and a video before.
That was kind of a weird.
Yeah, it
chain
surprised
of
me.
events.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But let's get that correct. Let's give that the proper shout out right now. So the album is called Reverence, and it comes out also in May.
May 4th.
Yeah, earlier though. It's May 4th. Reverence out May 4th. They also came out with a new video the day they announced it called The Void. New song and new video. So check those out. Coming May 4th.
Very, very mixed.
Some mixed reactions. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I think it's fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
I did not like it, that's for sure.
I just like. Okay, so Deep Blue was the first album that I really got into him on, and the nostalgia side of me really wants that
Yeah.
that like style back from him and stuff. I mean, I'm sure even with the song that they put out before, it was a little bit like their older stuff. When it's I wasn't the biggest fan of the one before it either, Ire or whatever it was called.
At first I wasn't, but recently I've been listening to it more, and I like it more than I used to.
Yeah.
So,
I listened to it when it first came out, so maybe
Yeah.
I'll go back to it, but I don't know. Well, Atlas to me was like close to perfect.
yeah, Atlas and Deep Blue are definitely my
Yeah.
favorites.
I mean, there's always is it Horizon?
Mm-hmm. Horizon's really, really, really good
Yeah,
too. That's the one that got me into them.
Yeah, the one before. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe it was because that's the one with Carry On Out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no, because it wasn't Deep. Well, Deep Blue was the one that like got me really into him. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I heard I think it was called like Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em.
Yeah, that was Killing with a Smile
Yeah.
or something like that.
On it was on one of those Warped compilation CDs way back.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time, I heard that like that blast part in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this? This is sick. I need you to hear more of this.
Yeah, no, I actually, I used to have this buddy, and I would hang out with him from time to time, and whenever I'd go over his place, he'd be always blasting music out of a stereo, and usually it was like, this was fucking like 2009, 10, so stuff he was into was like, the really super heavy stuff, and then the fucking auto-tune singing shit. And like I would always kind of like make fun of him for it and be like, dude, there's some more Cannibal Corpse shit like that. And then one day I go over there and it was some song off of Horizons, like Carry On or something like that, and I was like, no, here you go, this is what you need to listen to. It's the right thing all the way through. I was like, who the fuck is this? He's like, Parkway Drive. I was like, what the fuck kind of a name for a band is Parkway fucking Drive? But that song kind of just stuck in my head, and I went and found them, and I was like, no, they never use clean lyrics. They're all the way through, top to bottom, solid. Like, yeah, they're so good.
There's a lot of really good bands from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something in the water out there, because
They like their heavy music.
Yeah.
They're hard people. They're
Parkway,
hard motherfuckers.
yeah, Die Hard is Murder's out of there. I think In Heart's Wake is out of there too.
I mean, we live our lives here, and gotta deal with some annoying spiders. And when we see a big spider, that means it's the size of like a $50, or we got mosquitoes, little annoying mosquitoes or whatever.
Yeah.
Australia has all those things just 10,000 times
Just
larger.
amplified.
Like, yeah, oh my god. Like, their normal little spider is bigger than anything we've ever seen outside of a zoo or pet store.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's real.
woo! They gotta deal with some shit over there that... Yeah, they're bad motherfuckers. They like heavy music. Parkway Drive sells out all their shit, you know what I mean? Like, they always sell their shows out when they're doing the Australian tours. They like... And yeah, it's the home effect, but still... Like,
I always wonder what it would be like to, because like I've watched documentaries on them and stuff, and just it always, and not just Parkway, but just bands from other places around the world that kind of have to do things a little bit differently as far as like musically, and because Australia is not really like. I can't imagine there's a whole... I could be wrong about this, but I feel like there's not... It would make sense for there not to be a whole lot of venues and stuff out there. And I wonder if it's harder...
I don't know, man.
Well, I don't know. Maybe,
Sydney.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
There's a Sydney Opera
more
House.
like-
That's what that dope-ass building is. That's
Yeah.
a venue. But I doubt Parkway Drive. Maybe they played the Sydney Opera House. Who knows? I don't
Maybe.
know.
Yeah.
But
But
no,
like
I
not
feel you.
not
I feel you.
not
Like,
sorry, not so much just like Australia, but other places where there's really good heavy bands coming out of, and not really a whole not really a big like not following, but
well, I mean, yeah, the Parkway Drive tour, that's the Australian tour that sold out, was 10 to 15 dates, I think. So that 10 to 15 venues.
yeah,
But I mean, well, that's 3 states worth here. About
yeah,
we got about 5 solid metal ones here or so. Not counting the big ones,
yeah.
And they got fucking soccer stadiums,
That's true.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But hey, like, look, have you ever done research on venues in other countries though? Like famous ones like in England and shit, where like Black Sabbath started or stuff like that. Like,
like
not even just them, but newer stuff even too.
like basement places and
Yeah.
like tiny little
But, like,
shacks and
Literally ones kind of like the Machine Shop here that are made for the metal.
Oh,
Like they
okay.
look
Yeah.
metal, everything about it's metal. Like
yeah,
some of those are fucking awesome.
yeah.
There's some lots in England. There's some in Europe in general. Yeah, there's some fucking sweet ones out there.
Dude, that's half the reason I'm hoping that we can get out to some of these places eventually, because I was just to be able to play somewhere completely different
Oh, man.
than what you're used to, and having to to like get that kind of reception somewhere that is totally outside of where you're from and
Right.
everything is just, to me, it just seems crazy
Yeah.
that that's even possible.
I mean, shout out what you got earlier today. Maybe your
Oh,
first
yeah.
stop will be.
Yeah, that's a weird segue. Yeah. So some website, some Japanese website.
Is this gonna get shared on your Facebook?
I might. I don't know.
Please share this for everybody. And you know what? Share this for everybody. And if you want, send me a link. Maybe there's going to be a link in the description of this video.
Okay, well, so we got this. It's it's a stretch to even call it a review, because
call
it's
it a review.
it's a very broken English review, but it was it was from this website that was in Japanese. And originally when we got it, it was all like you had to translate it, because it was all like it looked like hieroglyphics pretty much, like it wasn't
Japanese
even,
characters?
yeah like stuff that doesn't even make sense, but
Right.
like, and I don't know if you've ever translated Japanese to English.
Nope.
But sometimes it, like, what their written language means could be completely different.
I
As
know.
far as,
I
like-
know. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like they could write out something that could mean, I mean, not really
They can
completely
use,
different,
they
but
can
it
u-
would.
Well, sort of. They
Yeah.
can use the same character in a different context, and it literally means something completely
Yeah.
different. Like, the way their language works and is structured is way too complex for my stupid fucking brain. Like, it's intense. So, no, I know what you're saying. What'd you do? Use Google Translator?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So, it's way too stupid for Google. Google Translator is way too stupid for it still, too.
Yeah.
Getting there, but still not
Yeah.
there.
So basically we got this ridiculous review. Well, not ridiculous, because I mean somebody somewhere out there took the time to,
Yeah. No, it's great.
like it's
It's ridiculous because it's in a different language.
Yeah, and the fact that
Like somebody in a different
just
country
yeah, like
heard your shit.
that gets me every time. Like,
Is it a good review?
All right, so
Read the broken English to me.
okay, let's see if I might have closed it. I'm not sure.
Because, I mean, there you go. Like that, maybe your Bog Wraith's first stop is at calling in Japan.
Japan somewhere.
Fucking A.
Dude. Yeah, I don't know if I would come back.
Just
To be
staying
honest,
here.
I don't know if I would make it back. I might stay out there.
Oh, we got a little lot on that. Whoops. But no, it's fucking cool. You definitely should post that. That's awesome. Like, and so you know what else that means? That person pre-ordered your album. That's the only way they could have heard the songs by now, right? Because it was available for digital download if you had the pre-order on Friday, right?
Yeah, I could.
So this person when did this get sent to you?
This was last night.
So somebody had downloaded the album, pre-ordered that shit, downloaded it on Friday, listened to it Friday and Saturday, and posted a review on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll have to check the date on it, but that would make the most sense.
Can you read? No, is there a website that you can even read?
3-2. So that
3-2.
Well, because on the translation of it, it was written for. It said March 9th was the release date, and that was before we pulled it.
They could have. Yeah.
So this was written. Looks like. I don't know. How do I?
I love the page too. It's got the picture and everything.
Oh man, how do I? Oh, that's right. I gotta open it in Chrome and then it translates it.
Oh, there we go.
Extrememetal.net. So it's not even like a Japanese.
Well, it might be.
Okay, well. So we are classified as deathcore.
Deathcore?
Like deathcore, but
DES.
DES.
Deathcore.
Yeah.
New form of metal, deathcore.
So melody played with a sharp sound like iron, a black magical song like dragging into the sea of blood. Treble screaming, bass, death voices interweave crossover deathcore.
Whoever the fuck wrote that, if they ever hear this, you fucking rock.
Seriously, yeah.
That's the best album review you're ever gonna get. That was amazing.
Yeah.
First one off the rip. First one off the rip. Great album review. Excellent.
Well, we did have.
Deathcore.
Yeah.
That's what you should put in as your category on all your social media. We are now Deathcore.
Deathcore.
That's your own new subcategory.
Yeah.
Homeboy, whoever wrote that review, just named this new subcategory. Deathcore.
Japanese
Bog
crossover. Deathcore.
That's awesome.
Like, it gets me every time, like, seeing stuff like that, or, like, getting merch orders from places that are, like, in the Netherlands. Like, we've sent shirts and, like, CDs to the Netherlands.
What?
Yeah, dude.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We had, so the guy that won, I think he won, like, our first contest.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
I might have mentioned this before. I'm not sure. This dude is fucking awesome. So he won our first contest for I think it was for our logo shirt, and I believe it was a signed copy of Viscera. I don't really remember. It was a while ago, but so he won the shirt and everything, and he's posted pictures of himself like in different places wearing it and stuff. But one of the more recent and more notable places that he went was the AVN Expo.
Nice.
For those of you who know what I'm talking about, the Adult Video Convention, I think, or
Adult
Expo.
Video Awards.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so AVN, but there's pictures of him that he's posted with like, you know, like porn stars and stuff, like standing next to him with our shirt and stuff, like.
Yes.
So that means that everywhere that he went that day, people saw our logo and stuff. So whether or not that makes any difference,
that is sick.
Yeah, hey, that's a win in my book.
That's a fucking huge win.
Yeah.
You kidding me? You kidding me? That's amazing.
Just seeing stuff like that's cool to me, because I don't know, like because like earlier bands that I was in, we had merch and stuff and like shirts and everything, but it was, you know, it was here and there, and like, you know, like friends that bought shirts and stuff. But this is, you know, I think it's more so that we have a quite a bit larger of an online presence.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything just seems really like way more accessible now as far as our merch and everything. So.
Well, Bandcamp's a great site.
Oh yeah.
It's fantastic. for local bands, Bandcamp and Michigan Metal Fest.
Yeah.
Those two are some critical elements if you're here in Michigan.
Yeah. And it's cool to be able to run your, like, and put all of your stuff in one spot,
Yep.
and then have people, you know, be able to listen to it whenever they want, or,
Absolutely.
you know, buy it directly from you, which is cool.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Is there a... God, I wonder if there's a way for you to sell tickets through that.
I think there is.
Dude.
Like, I'm pretty sure we can put links and stuff to it, but...
Should find a way to utilize that if there's a way to do it, because that's... We don't have any... Sadly, this week, we don't have any updates on Ticketmaster. But yet, still working on it.
Yeah.
But that would be a hell of a way for bands to start being able to get around that.
Yeah.
You know, hey, go to our fucking Bandcamp page and get our goddamn tickets there. Like,
well, what's cool about Bandcamp especially is that if you can either select like the amount that you want to put for your prices, you know, for your like CDs and stuff,
you
and
guys,
merch, or
you guys set a base price, but people can pay more if they want.
Yeah, or you can set it to let, you know, if you want to, because I think when the first or second EP was out, we put, you know, we did like a week for Black Friday or something where it was like pay your own price or something, which is cool.
I remember that.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword a lot of times, because you know, on one hand you're not selling anything, but on the other it's getting out and more people are getting access to it.
Doing something like that like if I were you guys, I would maybe do it for if I were you guys, I would randomly do that on specific days, like do it on Black Friday and on Halloween.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing, you know, like something like that.
Well, we've had quite a bit of success with like on we've done a lot of giveaways.
Yeah.
In recent.
Yeah.
Like not so much the last couple months. We probably will. I mean,
should start now.
That's I don't know. I'm sure.
Idea.
Yeah.
This weekend even.
I'm sure.
Do one before the fucking next show.
Yeah. That's
maybe include a ticket.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it and figure something out. But I always like that, because it's
great promotion.
Yeah, and it lets, you know, it's a way to interact with more people. You know, like, you know, people that are following you and are kind of into what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gives them a bit more of an incentive than just, you know, go here, click this, like this, share this, buy that. You know, it's more of just like a, you know, like, put a comment down about you know, favorite song off this album, and in 2 weeks we'll pick we'll randomly select a winner or something like that. You know, or even it wasn't a contest per se, but we did the Hot Ones challenge.
Yep.
Some of you may have seen that.
That was hilarious.
That was basically, you know, like, all right, so we got this idea that we're doing. Send us questions, things that you want to know about and stuff, and we'll answer them under, you know, want to kill ourselves because of this hot sauce stuff.
Answer under distress.
Yeah. And, you know, it's just stuff like that, you know, trying to interact with people.
Absolutely.
Because it makes what we're doing seem a lot more like personable.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I like that a lot. I don't know, it's cool to have that kind of following at this point. You know, and I don't know where I was really going with that, but it's, you know, it's just something different while there's other things that are going on. You know, we might have like a lull at some point where we're not really doing a whole lot, and this is just kind of something to break up the space in between not posting stuff. And so,
you know, I did just think of something else, but I was about to say it, but I'm actually gonna wait and talk to you about it when we're done recording, and then hopefully maybe we'll make an announcement online and then maybe talk about it on our episode next week or something. I'll talk to him and make a mental note. But here's a question for you about the album, though, that I haven't asked yet, that I guarantee anybody who actually listens to this is going to want to know a little bit more about. Tell me, now, and I want because I just think it'd be cool to have it on recording. Start from the beginning in the story of how the fuck you guys got the lead singer of Black Dahlia Murder on your album. Start from
I'm
the beginning.
surprised we haven't talked about that.
Right? This is a good opportunity.
The real answer, and this might, I don't know, it might be kind of surprising, but like,
Well, no. The fucking because it starts before you guys ever are in contact with each other, right?
how it all came. Okay, so
Yeah, from there.
all right, so really, and I have to give a lot of credit to this to my other guitar player Chase, because he was on Twitter. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all on Twitter. It could be, I don't know. I know we have a Twitter account for the band, and
What's
I know
the handle?
I'm pretty sure it's just Bog Wraith.
At Bog Wraith?
Yeah, or Bog Wraith MI.
At Bog Wraith MI.
One or two. Yeah.
Check it out.
I don't know. I don't really personally. I'm not really the biggest fan of Twitter, but so anyway, yeah. So we started doing we recorded a couple of songs and started putting them out to on YouTube and just trying to like get it out there and stuff. So for the first little while we started like taking those songs and just sending them to people, tagging people in it and stuff, kind of just how you do and everything. And I'm not sure if Chase directly messaged him, because this was a while ago. Like, this was before we even started recording I'm pretty sure we had just gotten down ideas for the full length at this point. And so yeah, he tagged Trevor in it, and he dug us. I think he kind of liked the fact that we were a little bit different than kind of what was going on in the area and stuff, and the fact that we were Michigan based. He
Just
liked,
like them.
Yeah, like he liked a lot. And so we sent him a copy of Viscera, and we ended up being in a review for it.
Where is this review? Where can people
So
find
he's got, and the column is called the Obituarist. I think, I don't know, I could be butchering that.
Yeah, we'll get this right for you, people. But
So that's Trevor's column. That's his, where, and he does reviews of several just stuff that he's into, because he's really involved in like the underground scene and stuff like that.
But it's mostly underground stuff that he's reviewing.
Yeah.
In this column.
Yeah.
Which we are still finding the name for. But my so your guitarist tagged Trevor in a post, and Trevor liked the post or commented on it or something?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. So we
Keep finding it.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and
I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm fucking you up. So that's how you guys got in contact, and then you sent him the thing, and then there was and then he posted a review. And
yeah, it's called Obituarist.
Obituarist. Is that the website?
Yeah, it's through Metal Injection.
So on Metal Injection, there's a column called the Obituarist.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's a monthly thing. Like, he's got quite a few of them.
And it's his column.
Yeah.
Just him.
Yeah.
And every month he posts a few bands that he reviews.
Yeah.
And you guys, this is the. I'm not gonna spoil anything else. So, this is fucking. So he writes you. Oh my God. He writes you a review for the Obituaries, for Visceral.
Yeah, for the first EP, and like just that in itself was.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I remember when you sent that to me.
To get
shit.
Yeah, and just off of EP, no less.
Yeah.
Like nothing but just
How many
that.
songs?
Yeah, it was 5.
5 songs.
Yeah.
So he reviewed your first ever 5 finished songs that you put out. Incredible.
That's some like really solid, like just super cool things about it to say, and
It was a very good review.
Yeah. not just for, I mean, he does that for a lot of, you know, like I said, he's really involved in a lot of underground bands, and that column is a good place to find some really like gnarly extreme sounding bands. But anyway, so yeah, he wrote that, and then we saw it and everything, and kind of started talking to him, and we kind of were just jokingly kind of throwing around the idea, like, what if we got him on a guest spot? Yeah, got him on a song, that like a new song that we were writing for, because at that time we decided that we wanted to do like a full length, and this was in the early stages of it and stuff, and I think my timeline I'm talking about might be off, because this might have been, because he wrote one for Viscera and then one for Meyer as well, which ended up being on there, and then so I think it was in the time between there.
So he wrote one for your second EP as well.
Yeah, and I think so that was about the time that we started kind of, you know, throwing around the idea that maybe this, you know, who knows if, you know, he probably gets
asked this all the fucking time.
Yeah, 1,000 different times a day, and so yeah, Chase hit him up on Twitter and was like, what's the possibility of this happening? He was pretty into it, and he's like, just kind of like when and where, and at first we were like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? Really? Like, you would, not set aside the fact that you responded.
Right.
But, like, just the fact that he was, he was just...
You're interested?
Really, yeah, like, really cool about it, and really, into what we were doing and stuff, and so, yeah, so a couple months passed, and we wrote the song that would turn into All Hail, which is,
the song he's guesting on.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this, what you're hearing on the demo is nothing like what's on the album. Like, it's a complete, like, 180.
Okay,
like,
so
finished.
So the song All Hail with Trevor was released as a single.
Yeah.
But the album, it sounds different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we decided to re-record it.
Okay.
Because at that point, a lot of things were changing production-wise.
Okay, so yeah, like this album, what is it right now? March, what? 19th or something?
Today is, yeah, 19th.
So this album comes out on March 20th.
Yeah.
And you guys played this song live at last year's Michigan Metal Fest.
Yeah. Which
was in August. So this song had to have been the first one written, pretty much, or one of the first, like, to start everything off.
Yeah, well,
this has been one of the longest ones in production, probably.
Between that and there's two more songs that we, like, newer ones that we were writing, which are the first two after the intro, which is it's called Contract, and then Prophecy, or Second Prophecy.
And anybody who's ever fucking written a song to the point where it's gone through a recording process, it takes many forms.
Yeah.
Over that time period. It evolves every time. It sounds a little bit different.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely need to check out the one on the album.
Yeah, it totally exceeds the single that's on there, and it's like I still enjoy it, because like it kind of like really captures a point in time when we were recording it, and it just kind of like there's definitely things on it that have changed a lot, and that listening back to it that I would have changed if we hadn't, but like I was saying, there was a lot of things while that was out and we were re-recording that, and kind of starting the whole process with the full length, production wise, that changed. Like, there was a lot of the whole thing was completely reamped and redone as far as the guitar tones, and all the instruments are live on it.
Nice.
For the most part. Like, I mean, I can't really go into the whole, like, technical aspect of it, because I wasn't really a part of, because I know what I put down as far as drum stuff, and everybody's kind of different. I wasn't always there, so I can't really speak for
Right.
what all happened. But so yeah, in any case, there was a lot of changes happening. We just decided that for the album, it would just make sense to just re-record it and to try to, you know, kind of rework it a little bit. So yeah,
It's fucking awesome.
oh dude, it was
I can't. I mean,
the
it's so cool. Like such. What's his last? Trevor what? What's his last name?
Straned.
Straned.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Straned.
All right.
Yeah.
Trevor said it. Like
I apologize.
Such
again.
a fucking awesome thing for someone like him to do in general. Like, you know, we spent, you know, a couple weeks, you know, talking about Ticketmaster and how fans and bands are getting fucked over right now in how many different ways. But yet there's still people out there doing cool ass shit like that. It really is, you know, it goes a long way. It means a lot.
Well,
it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of you know, obviously I don't think this is gonna happen. But if this album were to be it for you guys were never to release something else, you always have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something is so special.
Mm. Oh,
that's
it's
awesome.
It's still kind of surreal is not even the right right term. Like, it's not, it doesn't cover it well enough, but just the fact that he would even take the time to come out and without he like, they haven't even really like seen us play live before.
Take the time to even listen and
Yeah.
then write a review.
Yeah.
And then write a second one, and then come out like,
Yeah.
oh my god!
Much less want to like come out and, you know, record a guest spot with us for an album that is a year off at this point.
And
you know,
exactly,
like,
and
yeah,
and something like, you know, to me, I mean, I feel like that means he maybe too hears the fact that this is a fucking passion project. He hears the passion coming through. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just such an unbelievable thing. It's so fucking cool. Like,
yeah.
Oh man.
Really, really nice guy too. Like, super, you know, just chill and.
Mm-hmm. Always puts on a great show too.
Yeah.
Like, son of a bitch. I've seen them so many times.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I've been seeing them for so long. I've seen them at venues that don't even exist anymore.
Oh yeah.
Like, I've seen them open for everyone. Because when I started going to shows, was right after like Nocturnal came out.
Mm. Oh,
so
prime.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I started seeing them every time I went to a show. They were there. Any show I went to, they were one of the opening acts. You know, and always killed it. Always fucking brought that place up. Like,
yeah.
So, I remember this one time at Clutch Cargo's where they opened for Children of Bodom.
Oh man,
holy
I remember that tour.
Shit, dude! Oh my god, they had that place fucking going wild.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a great show.
So there was the song. Okay, so 2008, 2007 or 2008, that album came out, and Sacrament.
What album?
Nocturnal.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So both of those came out at about the same time, and so we're talking 10, 11 years ago now.
Wow.
For that, and like, if
didn't they just do the 10-year Nocturnal tour?
Yeah,
that was last year.
That was it was Summer Slaughter. So it was, yeah. So I like that was to kind of go back a little bit. They were like one of the first like death metal bands that I got into. From the start, and it was. I remember specifically it was Headbangers Ball, and I heard "What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse." I saw the video for it.
Love that song.
And I was like, "Wow, like this is like just the melodies of it and just like the whole vibe of it was like, I was like, I gotta figure out, like, I gotta find more about this band and stuff." And so yeah, like then every album after that, like I've got all of them and stuff, and I've just been following them for a while. And so if I'm pretty sure I posted about this a while ago, and I was like, if you were to tell me that
Yeah.
10 years ago, that it's like, hey, see that, like,
You're gonna do a song with these
yeah,
guys.
I'd be like, shut
Oh,
up.
fuck you.
Yeah, right. Shut up.
They're gonna be huge.
Yeah. And, just, exactly.
And
If
check this out too. Like, granted, the fact that it was Trevor makes it a billion times crazier. But let's just say it wasn't a notable musician at all, and you just had a review on metalinjection.com. That alone is insane.
I would be
That's
completely happy with that.
Awesome. And not only that, it's by one of your favorite lead singers who eventually went on to be on your first album.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What a story, man.
What
a fucking great story. Jesus Christ. And this is just the beginning.
Like,
ugh.
I still, I don't know.
It's awesome. So awesome.
I'm trying, it's like, we've, the show that they had at, it was a Music Factory.
Mm-hmm.
The last one I went to, it was really good. The venue's sweet.
I need to check that out.
Like, it's really, really cool. It's really, it's set up really nicely. It's a lot smaller on the outside than you would think that it is, but the way that it's all set up in the stage and stuff, because the stage is decent size, like, and the sound of it and everything is just huge.
Nice.
Because it's a tall building. There's a lot of, the walls are pretty far apart and everything. So,
yeah.
There's a lot of places for the sound to go and stuff. And, so, I don't know, it's a cool venue. And all the bands that have played there, with the exception of us, because we didn't know who to talk to about it, but all the bands that have played there have their name, like their logo in like chalk.
Oh, nice.
All over the place.
Nice.
So, like, on the ceilings and stuff, like, you look around and there's just...
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it was really cool. But, so, yeah, the first time I saw him after that, let's see, after the show, we ended up hanging out with them for a little bit and stuff. And, like,
You were starstruck.
It's hard. It's hard meeting anybody that you really look up to.
Yeah.
And that inspires you to do kind of what you do. Yeah. And just the fact that I was standing there and it's like, oh well, they're just kind of hanging out is like.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I know. Yes, I do, dude. I'm legitimately last one we did together. You asked me about Kev Smith. I'm legitimately worried that if I ever meet him, I'm just going to turn into a blubbering fucking mess. Like,
oh yeah.
Legitimately concerned about it. Cause man, no, I know, and but that would be just me shaking his hand and hopefully getting something signed real quick. You were chilling with these guys on their bus?
It was outside.
Chilling outside after the show, backstage, like.
Yeah.
Man.
And like I always. I don't know, like it's hard to not fanboy sometimes.
I don't know if I could hold it back, honestly.
Because like there's, and it's hard too because like it comes and speaking from a personal point, meeting somebody like that, it's more of like a humbling.
Yeah.
Experience,
Definitely.
Just the fact that like they take the time to get into what you're doing and they kind of recognize you for and are more or less like into what you're doing and stuff.
That's the thing. You met these guys based on the pretense of you like each other's work.
Yeah.
Art. You like each other's art. Like,
and
that's insane.
I always end up. I mean, like even when we were hanging out and stuff, when he came to record with us, there was a lot of like, there was so much that I wanted to say like at certain points, but I knew that if I did, it was gonna be like, who the fuck is this? Like, this dude's crazy.
I gotta bite my tongue.
Yeah. But it comes from a place of like, just genuine, like, I want to just.
You brought me so much joy.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
You've made me so happy, and I just want to express that to you. What you do means so much to me.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
And like, there's a lot of, and that happens with any musician that I've ever met or anybody,
Me too.
Like, it's hard to not come off like that because I mean, it's pretty apparent that somebody of that level or even like higher than that gets that all the time, and but it's hard to not be like,
fanboy out.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Like there's definitely certain, like, I imagine in that situation, like there's definitely been people where I've met, and due to the situation we're in, it's not a quick meet and greet situation, so we have a chance to like stand there and converse for a minute. The more you talk to anybody, the more just like normal it feels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, so, it goes away, but at first, there's that, oh my God. Like,
well, that's something that, I've tried to remind myself is that it might sound kind of stupid or whatever, but it's I feel like it's a fairly logical way of thinking about it is like, at the end of the day, it's like we're all people.
Oh yeah.
We're all just doing, we're all,
yeah,
musicians and stuff, but like, it's at the end of the day, that's really all it is, and you kind of just gotta look at it like that. But sometimes it's really hard to not
lose your shit.
Let your tongue fall out of your mouth and like say
dude, I mean,
first thing that comes to your mind. But
yeah. When I shook Alexi Lejo's hand, I was trembling.
Yeah.
And you know what really? This is just because it was an overload. Last year when I went for the first time to the Motor City Comic Con, dude, I'm just walking through that place, and literally on both sides of me, I'm looking at people I watch every day. Like, oh, there's Rose Tyler from Doctor Who. Oh, there's Captain Jack from Doctor fucking Who. What?
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's Lou fucking Ferrigno.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Sean Gunn. I just saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Like, there's fucking Rob Schneider. There's Joey Ramone from the Ramones was there. Fucking, they were all just there. And I'm just standing there in the middle of this aisle, like, on one side, and look at the other and see all these people like, what? Like, what? What is happening? What is happening?
Same kind of thing. Yeah.
I need an inhaler. Need a weed inhaler. But damn, like, there's, you fanboy out. It's a thing. It's a thing. And I don't think, I mean, I'm sure there's certain levels, but, I doubt that ever really goes away. Kevin Smith talks about it.
Yeah.
Fanboying out when he meets people, even today. Like,
yeah, I mean, it comes from at least personally for me, it comes from a place of like
joy.
Yeah.
Genuine appreciation.
Yeah. I mean.
And you try so hard not to be cliche.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's cool though. It's so fucking cool. What Trevor did is so awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's so good.
If you ever hear this,
song.
if you ever listen to this, seriously, thank you, man.
Oh my God. I hope they're playing Michigan Metal Fest.
Yeah.
Now.
Could be. Yeah.
I hope it's them, Battlecross, and Bog Wraith. The 3B Michigan Metal Tour.
Make it happen.
Yeah. That fucking... it's a great song. Such a good song, too.
Well, I've always said, with anything really, and I've said this with with the first release, and even back before there was even an album, like the fact that like if none of this goes anywhere, like if it all just ends up being like just we put out this stuff when you're at these songs, and it just kind of like nothing really comes of it.
Buck stops there.
I can be satisfied at this point.
Absolutely.
Because we, like, I don't know what else I I couldn't have asked for this to go any better than it has.
Right.
And and we just like we're at the starting line.
Yep.
Right now of the next. What's to be the next year of hopefully doing shows and videos and promoting it, and that's the fun stuff. I guess recording and stuff is a lot. It's fun. I enjoy it because it's a chance to work on fresh stuff, and other than the songs that you've been playing for a year, 2 years or whatever. But yeah, I could be completely satisfied.
That's awesome.
At this point.
So fucking badass. I was just checking because I noticed a notification on my phone that said that Michigan Belfast posted.
Yeah, I did too.
It's like, you bastards.
Yeah.
Tell us who it is. They posted a few minutes ago saying they reposted the thing about their post about how they know who the headliner is.
Oh.
But the only new thing they added to it was just, we know.
Oh, yeah.
They're just being mean. They're being rude now.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on. Announce this shit. I want to know. Yeah, no, it's fucking fantastic. I loved the album, and I'm very... Excuse me, right before we started the podcast, I did the pre-order, so I now have the digital version. I'm going to be listening to that, and anxiously awaiting the hard copy.
Hopefully, well, we ordered them last week, so they should be, I don't know, sometime this week or next.
Sometime
I could
soon.
be wrong. Yeah.
Yep. Well, as soon as we get that, we'll post about that as well. Yeah, it's fucking sick. I'm excited, proud of you. I'm happy for you. This is amazing.
Oh,
it's
thanks,
great
man.
work. Because it sounds amazing. Like it sounds so good. Can't wait for everybody to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, I've been telling you about it. I told told everybody else multiple times. Like, I am. Ever since we decided last week that, like, all right, Tuesday,
This is it.
the 20th was like, immediately after that, my stomach's been in knots about it, and like, I have been just trying to grasp it all,
Well,
It's happening whether I
hopefully,
like it or not.
hopefully
So
you got it grasped, because ain't no more time.
yeah,
It's Tuesday in 4 hours.
yeah.
Shit. I love it. God damn. Well, you want to call this one?
Yeah.
I mean, unless
Yeah,
it's
you can call
unless it's somewhere specific you want to go. I don't really have anything else, though, to be honest.
You kind of got everything.
Yeah. And this is a perfect, good one. So real quick though, we're definitely going to be doing another one next week.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll go a little bit deeper into this album. Maybe we'll do some things next time. Maybe
Yeah.
we got some things possibly in the works. We'll see what's up. But everybody, thank you for listening. You motherfuckers out there, keep the horns high. And buy the new fucking Bog Wraith album.
Yes.
Out tomorrow.
Omen.
Pre-order it or iTunes midnight tonight. Maybe even now.
Yeah.
Because when we checked it earlier, it looked like we could buy it now, but we weren't sure.
Yeah.
So maybe even now. Get on fucking iTunes. Get on Google Play.
Anywhere you can stream or buy it,
Anywhere you can. Bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Hit them up on Facebook or Instagram for fucking ticket information or purchasing tickets for their April 18th Max Bar show opening for Fit for an Autopsy.
And I just want to take the time to say, like, it's been not to get too deep or nothing, but like, if you're hearing this and if you're support either this this podcast or or the band in any way, just know that we really truly appreciate it.
We fucking love you.
Yeah, and the fact that all of this is happening, and it's because I know bands do it all the time and stuff, but like, I don't know, just to be after it since I was, God, I gotta say, like 13 or whatever, playing like school talent shows in front of,
I've seen that video.
Yeah, middle school, high school, to doing what I'm doing now, and to to just be able to look back on it and up to now is awesome. And so just like thank you.
Well, this is fucking.
Like,
well, thank you for the wonderful fucking drumming and the wonderful fucking music. And no, this is very exciting. This is awesome. And yeah, just more to come.
Yeah.
More to come.
Just the start of it.
Absolutely.
The finish line for recording and everything is we crossed that a while ago, and now we're kind of on a new one. So
this is the finish line for releasing.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We love it.
That's it.
We love it. We love you. This is fucking It's gonna be great. Everybody buy this fucking Bog Wraith album. Omen.
Please.
Out tonight. Out tomorrow. Omen by Bog Wraith. Check it out, motherfuckers. We love you. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Peace.